overpowered, or OP becomes a dreaded term when used to describe a protagonist of any story. Why bother exploring the story of a character already at the top of their game, right? Fortunately, some anime that feature OP main characters still shine thanks to ridiculous shenanigans or overwhelming threats that will make any audience root for protagonists. For viewers who just don't have the time to experiment, some anime with overpowered main characters do feature powerful first episodes that could grab anyone's attention. Fortunately for anime fans, many great anime with OP MCs already exist, so let's get into those top 10 anime. Number 10. Fist of the North Star. Fist of the North Star is generally regarded as one of the most influential battle shonen manga of all time, and its anime adaptations are good as well. While the 1984 series shows its age in terms of animation, the writing has aged beautifully, so it is still definitely worth watching, regardless of some rough edges. At the heart of this epic journey sits Kenshiro, a hero who wanders a post-apocalyptic hellscape similar to Mad Max. As a practitioner of Hokuto Shinken, Kenshiro has the potential to be undefeatable due to the martial art constantly evolving to ensure its students acquire the necessary power to overwhelm every opponent. Consequently, Kenshiro is both overpowered but also vulnerable and constantly striving to get stronger. He meets opponents like Rao and Kaio that are initially beyond his grasp, but it is only a matter of when, rather than if, Kenshiro will eclipse them. Number 9. Assassination Classroom. At first glance, Class 3E of Kunugigaoka Junior High seemed like the typical class of misfits. However, these youngsters hold the fate of the world in their hands. After all, their homeroom teacher Koro-sensei, an extraterrestrial yellow octopus, will destroy the world if the class doesn't find a way of killing him. It doesn't help that Koro-sensei is possibly indestructible as well. Assassination Classroom shows students trying rather serious killing methods that fail to assassinate Koro-sensei. And being the supportive teacher, Koro-sensei himself offers tips on making their killing methods more effective. Number 8. Death Note. Death Note was almost disqualified since Light does not fit the typical blueprint of an overpowered anime protagonist and, more importantly, spends about 20 episodes evenly matched in a cat-and-mouse game against L. However, Light's ability is as broken as they come in anime. Through the Death Note, he can kill anyone by just writing their name on a piece of paper. That's it. He brings the whole world to its knees from the safety of his bedroom. Sure, Light borrows this power from Ryuk, but he uses it freely. During the story's run, he is in charge. He is also smart, manipulative, and ruthless. He is so OP that Death Note throws out multiple geniuses to level the playing field. Number 7. One-outs. For the most part, overpowered anime protagonists are associated with extraordinary abilities that put them well beyond the reach of anyone else who exists within their universe. However, these types of stories can work without a supernatural element, and One-Out serves up one of the better examples of an OP main character who is technically just a normal guy. The title refers to a baseball street game where a pitcher and a batter face off with cash on the line. Despite not seeming to be all that amazing of a pitcher, Toa is undefeated, and he even takes down the Saitama Lycaon's best batter. This incident causes the team to offer Toa a contract, albeit a twisted one, where the pitcher is locked in a continuous battle with the Lycaon's owner. Throughout the series, the protagonist constantly gets into the psyches of other players, destroying them mentally before they even step on the mound. While he might not have any special powers, Toa is so incredibly overpowered that victory is never remotely in doubt. Number 6. The Misfit of Demon King Academy. When Anos Voldegoad entered the Demon King Academy during the Magical Age, his antics had people brand him as a misfit. However, the titular protagonist of the Misfit of Demon King Academy is constantly hiding the fact that he is the reincarnation of Anos, the Demon King of Tyranny himself. After his realization that his descendants have grown weaker in power, Anos has become motivated to reclaim his power in his reincarnated state. This proved to work in Anos' favor, as the Misfit of Demon King Academy almost always shows him to be better than most of his peers who also use source-based magic. As the wielder of the Source of Destruction, Anos can bypass the usual limitations of his weaker body by virtue of his magic growing in power the more he gets close to death. On top of his impressive magical powers are physical qualities that put other characters to shame, such as having enough strength to carry a castle and spin it with one hand, as well as casually going faster than the speed of light. Number 5. Mob Psycho 100. Shigeo Mob Kageyama seems like an ordinary 8th grader, struggling to socialize with others as an introverted youngster. Unbeknownst to everyone, Shigeo is one of the most powerful psychics in the world. Given his power's untapped nature, Shigeo goes out of control by the time his meter reaches 100. However, thanks to the efforts of his mentor, Shigeo begins to grasp the nature of his abilities and his role in the world. Mob Psycho 100 takes a few pages from One Punch Man's playbook, but Shigeo's character arc is nothing like Saitama's journey. Mob's isolation comes from his belief that nobody can relate to him, something that changes as he grows more confident socially. More than anything, this series tells a coming-of-age story, and it is great. Number 4, Overlord. Overlord is an isekai anime that presents a villain as the protagonist, although the audience is certainly meant to side with him. This time around, the anime stars Momonga, or Ains Oalgaun, a wizard and one of the leaders of Ains Oalgaun, a prominent guild in the Yggdrasil VR MMO. However, Momonga finds himself trapped in a world that appears to be his game, just as its servers shut down, and he still has all the powers he had before. More importantly, he is surrounded and aided by very powerful NPCs who have developed legitimate personalities. With his magic at his disposal, as well as NPCs and items under his control, Momonga is easily the most powerful person in this universe, and his subordinates tower over pretty much everyone else. Unlike other action-packed anime, Overlord showcases Momonga's unique abilities amid his newfound and often hilariously mundane adventures in a world inspired by an MMO. Number 3, The Disastrous Life of Saiki K. When an anime features an overpowered protagonist, they're often tasked to save the world eventually. This is not the case in The Disastrous Life of Saiki K, as powerful psychic Kusuo Saiki simply wants to have a normal life. In The Disastrous Life of Saiki K, Kusuo Saiki inadvertently finds himself forced into various uncomfortable situations at school that test his ability to hide his powers. As a result, the anime becomes a festival of hijinks and various shenanigans. Saiki is often followed by various classmates who either need something from him or want his help with something. And Saiki is almost always dumbfounded to the point of just wanting to use his abilities to escape these awkward situations. Number 2, The Eminence in Shadow. The Eminence in Shadow pushes the overpowered isekai protagonist trope to its endpoint. Both self-aware and utterly oblivious, Sid is the shadow that pulls society's strings, a role he has dreamed of fulfilling since before he died and reincarnated in a new world. Backed by a powerful organization called Shadow Garden, filled with women who will do anything for their leader, Sid's strength is nearly beyond comprehension. He is living in God mode. No enemy in the anime's 2 seasons has even come close to presenting Sid with a challenge, especially since the latter loves to show off his strength when he is playing the part of Shadow. The Eminence in Shadow blends action and comedy, with the latter influencing the former quite a lot. For the most part, Sid is under the assumption that Shadow Garden's members are just humoring him, a situation that can be quite illogical, considering all the outlandish things that have happened in the series. However, Sid is so overpowered that he can comfortably believe in any falsehood he wants. Number 1, One Punch Man. Unlike other anime, Saitama of One Punch Man serves as a parody of his own series. In the world of this show, superheroes have become part of the public eye. One Punch Man stars Saitama, the One Punch Man, a lower-class superhero who does not seem impressive at a glance. However, behind Saitama's rather lazy and dull exterior lies perhaps the strongest superhero in existence. As his superhero name implies, even one hit from Saitama is more than enough to annihilate the strongest supervillain. Unfortunately for him, Saitama's toughest battles never get an audience. And more popular heroes always get the credit for Saitama's victories. Even if there might be better series out there, One Punch Man is the definitive anime with an overpowered protagonist. While most battle shonen shows do not actively reference the character's OP nature, OPM directly explores Saitama's overwhelming strength, even diving into the negative consequences it has on his psyche. That wraps up our list of the 10 best anime with overpowered main characters. From unstoppable heroes to gods among mortals, these protagonists remind us why we love seeing power taken to the next level. Did we miss your favorite OP main character? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more anime content. Until next time, keep powering up your watch list.